Oh man, it's crazy to see what a couple of storage vessels can do for a home to make it less disorganized. Anyways, everyone, welcome back to Vintage Story. If you guys remember last episode, we had just finished off our first pit kilns, netting us our first clay pottery, which will allow me to do so much. Like making real nutritional meals, and looking at my hunger bar right now, that's exactly what I'm gonna start. So yeah, let's go grab some fuel, have a quick snack so I don't starve to death, to finally start up a fire and cook some real food. In which we have quite the list of ingredients. We have 9 cuts of poultry, 11 cuts of bushmeat, 5 cuts of red meat, and 12 red currants. 10 turnips and 12 currants. Right now, all we can really use is the poultry, the berries, the red meat, and the turnips. So I am gonna keep— oh my gosh. Okay, Grug stretching in the corner scared the tar out of me, because I thought an animal somehow got in. But yes, the only things we can actually use for meals is gonna be the bird meat, the berries, and the red meat. We can use turnips, but they stay good for a very long time, so having some food in stockpile is going to be a lot better than just cooking it up right now. The bushmeat we can only fry up in the fire just straight up, right? But yeah, now that we have our cooking pot inside here, all we need to do is make ourselves a nice stew. And in order to do that, we need to pop in sets of meat, just like that. Equally separating the parts into 4 portions each, right? So we got 8 portions of chicken, 4 portions of meat, and 4 berries to create a poultry red meat stew with boiled red currants. And that's gonna be some very, very good stuff. So we can let that cook out and we can begin some other things. Namely, doing more clay forming, right? Because even with these bowls and containers, we need a lot more. Namely, a watering can for farming, a pickaxe and raw hammer mold for smelting, and finally a raw anvil mold in order to prepare myself for the future Copper Age. We are still quite the while away, but preparing it right now is good because firing these things up is going to take a little bit of time, so a little bit of pre-planning goes a long way. So I will get to that as soon as our food is done in here. Let's go check it out. Come on, it's got to get a little bit closer to being finished, right? Oh, it's done. And would you look at that specimen? Oh man, that looks really good. I think the coolest thing about Vintage Story cooking is the fact that you can see all of the ingredients you put inside, right? I can see the red meat, I can see the poultry, and I can see the berries, which makes it super duper cool. So yeah, we're gonna help ourselves to 1 full bowl, netting me almost 1300 saturation, and that's just 1 serving. So eating this is going to fill up my hunger bar completely. Bada boom. And you want to know the best part? We can actually pick it up and put it inside a crock here. Hold on, give me 1 second. Just like that. Bada boom. Now we can have it stored and ready for future use, giving me 3 other servings of hearty poultry red meat stew. So I can just place it up here on the little rock ledge and have myself some future rations. When it's inside the crock, it also stays good for a long time after. And now that we have done that, I'll go leave the cooking pot there, and we can roast up the bushmeat right now as well. As we're probably gonna eat this first, as it's gonna go bad quicker. Bada boom. We got that cooking, and now we can form out the clay. Alright, there we are. That took up a lot of time, and it's been incredibly time-consuming, but it's gonna become even more time-consuming because I need a lot. And I mean it when I say it, a lot of dry grass, a lot of sticks, and a lot of lumber. Because in order to get all of this fired up at the same time, we are going to need 5 pit kilns running at the same time, which is quite a bit. So we need to get lumber, and by getting lumber, we need to chop down some trees. And collecting dry grass from the ground. Yeah, that's what we have to do now. I also went ahead and finally skinned up this rabbit on the table so we can get a little bit more red meat. We should have enough to sustain ourselves, but if bad gets worse, we can tap into some more berry stews, which I honestly might make very, very soon. Yeah, for now we got some raw bushmeat to eat up. It's gonna be perfect. So yeah, it's back to ye ol' grindstone for grug here. And I am doing this for a reason other than just getting lumber, because getting all of these logs right now is gonna mean we have a lot of building material for our log cabin in the very, very short end future. So yeah, we are killing like 3 birds with 1 stone here. It's gonna take a lot of time though. So I will see all of you in a bit. And with that, the sun has set for another day. We have ourselves 4 stacks of pine, 4 stacks of oak, and 1 stack of birch. And I'm gonna be using the birch as firewood. Yeah. We also have ourselves 27 sticks, which I don't think is enough, and 64 dry grass. I have no idea where that thing still is, and it's terrifying me. One of these times I am gonna kill it, though. It looks like a storm is coming in as well, so we need to move quickly. We also picked up some turnips on the way, so yeah, overall, things weren't that bad. I should really cook up this food, huh? Yeah, you know what? Let's go make ourselves a quick little stew, then. Making ourselves 1 big serving of hearty red meat poultry stew. Hell yeah. Now it's time to fill up those kilns. Anyways, welcome everyone to day number 8. We did a lot of manual labor today, but it has paid off because we have ourselves a bunch of pit kilns being readily prepared. And as soon as these are done, we can actually move on up, which is going to be a segue of what we're going to be doing today. We're gonna go out and explore, mainly looking for any copper nodes we come across, because we are getting to that point, and finding a few veins here and there would be extremely nice. So yeah, we can also get some hunting done along the way, and it'll be a perfect time for all. We have all the food we'll ever need, as we have ourselves a fresh serving of food right here, netting us about 1,400 saturation, which is all I need. Really, the only thing I need to do right now is clear out my inventory to have as little in it as possible. So we're gonna take the bones with us, we're gonna leave the flint, and you know what? I think we're gonna make ourselves something nice, because the pelt that we harvested a few episodes ago has finally cured, giving me a normal pelt, and with it, we can actually make some twine with the flax fiber we found, and... oh wait, we actually can't use flax for that. Never mind. Okay, instead what we can do is harvest up some cattails really quick to make a rope, and then we can finally combine it with the hide to make ourselves a sling right there. I installed a mod that removes all of the class requirements because it is just me playing solo, and I think I should be able to make a sling, alright? And this thing right here is gonna be my best friend when it comes to killing animals, right? Because we can pop it in, and we can use this bad boy to sling stones extremely fast. The only problem is that I don't want to use obsidian stones for it. So we're gonna be grabbing the basalt stones instead. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the obsidian ones at home because I don't know how much we have. Nice. And with it, we can collect stones along the way. I think that's all we really need to do now. Aside from eating up the red currants, which are going to expire in like 8 hours, and checking on our farm very briefly, in which the turnips and flax are about at stage 2 of their respective cycles. So it is growing very slowly because of the low nutrition soil, but it's getting there, right? Right. Anyways, it's time to explore. Actually, scratch that. There's one more thing I want. And that's a lot of packed dirt. I really don't want to get lost, so having a bunch of packed dirt to mark down signals of where we've been at is going to be a matter of life or death. So I'm gonna grab some dirt before we leave. All right, we have ourselves 2.5 stacks of low fertility soil, which should be enough to get basic stuff done, right? Yeah. And now there is a reason why I decided to go very hard into the paint with this, and that's because I think this would be a very good home location, right? The bottom is already made out of rock, so I don't need to do any terraforming with the flooring, and I can just slap down a log cabin here in the future. But yeah, we finally have our wooden logs, or not our wooden logs, our packed dirt, our stones, and our tenacity and will to survive. So aside from picking up stones, we are gonna head off, I wonder where. We're gonna head off in that direction. Yeah, I haven't explored that way, as I've only explored this way and the other 2 ways over there. Maybe we'll find some good stuff, or we might just get unlucky with copper spawns. We are gonna have to keep our eyes out, because the way you do find a copper node is from the surface deposits, right? We will find something called copper nuggets, and if it has copper nuggets above it, there's going to be a small ore vein below it, so I am gonna have to mark them down. Yeah, that's what I'm really looking out for. Though any rocks I find is gonna be nice because it gives me fuel to use my sling. Yeah, dude, I love these things. The only other thing that I do need to do is make myself a way of navigating our markers as well, right? Because it's one thing to just set markers wherever, but it's another to actually have them point somewhere, right? There are rabbits here, but they are pretty small, so I'm not gonna harvest them. But what I'm talking about is, let's say we've walked quite the ways over here, right? I am going to put down a small pillar of dirt, just like that, and in order to tell where I'm going, I am going to leave arrows pointing in the direction of where we are, right? So we are gonna have our packed dirt arrow lead that way because that's where my house is. Yeah. No, see, it's really smart that way, and so I won't get too lost, hopefully. It could be a big bust, but it gives me a lot more navigation than I've had before. So yeah, we can really go out there and explore. And that's exactly what we're gonna do, so wish me luck. It's gonna be a lot of navigation. And of course, hunting. Okay, I will say doing this entire marker thing definitely takes away from exploration time, because I need to be constantly thinking about where my next waypoint is gonna be. But as you see, it's extremely helpful, right? Because setting this down, I can see the distant dirt pillar to where I set the original one and the direction. So it would be extremely hard for me to get lost, and even if I do, if I stumble across even one of these pillars, right, I can find my way back home just by following them back. And I think that's why I'm not marking down where I'm going next, because that way I only have one direction to follow if things hit the fan. I still haven't found a single bit of copper, and I'm a little bit worried that it's gonna be a bit of a trip to find it, right? But we are finding some very low areas that might have some good stuff in store for me. That, or I'm gonna be running around like a headless chicken. I really hope it's the former and not the latter. Well, we've reached ocean, so that means we're gonna go straight across. No, we're gonna go around. Alrighty everyone, bad news, I haven't found any copper nodes around here, but on better terms, we have found ourselves 4 dead hares that we can skin and cook up when we head home, which is exactly what I'm gonna do because the sun is setting and the last place I wanna be is running around the woods. So yeah, we're gonna set up our last little marker here and we are gonna be doing one more thing, and that's gonna be collecting some cattails for future baskets or rope in general, and I also also want to grab the roots so I can start up my own cattail farm up where the water is, right? The more we have of this, the less I will have to maneuver out in the future. Maybe if we pick a different direction, we will find what we need later, though. For now, we are just gonna be roughing it. Anyways, it's dark. I don't want to be out here during the night, so we are going to skedaddle all the way back, skinning up our animals and preparing for a full night's rest. Hopefully this entire dirt pillar process works and I don't get lost going out here. Okay, no, you know what? This is a perfect system. I am so smart. Hell yeah. I'll see all of you when I get home then. Oh my gosh, we were able to navigate back even with the visibility being very, very low. That is so damn cool, and it makes me really, like, happy that it worked out so well, right? Taking that, like, mundaneness and very slow and steady approach to survival just activates something in my head, and I love it for that, man. Oh, dude, that's so freaking cool. Anyways, we are home now. So we can hang up our animals, skin them up, drop off our food, and wait for another day. On day 9, our rabbits have fully bled out. We can go ahead, plant our cattail roots, and I think the last thing I want to do today is head back over and explore a tiny bit more. It should be extremely easy now that it is day out, by the way. So yeah, let's go do all of that and grab ourselves a new fresh bowl of food. Oh yeah, our pit kilns have also finished. Hell yeah, giving me a hammer mold, storage vessel, a watering can, a pickaxe mold, an anvil mold, and that's gonna be it. The main thing that's extremely hype is the fact that we have ourselves a new storage vessel, which I can use to just drop down building materials, right? There'll do. Oh man. You don't know the amount of joy having ample storage space has on my psyche, dude. It's so nice. But now that we do have this all, let's go plant the cattails and continue exploring for that fabled copper. I'm probably not going to go out too far because I do have a bunch of plans that I can do in the meantime. And that's farming, right? If I can find myself some medium or high fertility soil, I can actually use the watering can to expand my farming efforts. The only thing we need right now is to just get out there and explore a bit. Because as it stands right now, our farm is pretty damn pitiful, so, you know, bumping it up a bit would be nice. Yeah. Let's go plant our cattails now. Oh, we do have ourselves some brown coal bits over here. That's a pretty good reminder. Let me go set a small marker over here. Just like that. And the way we can distinguish this from an actual travel marker is how wide it is. It looks like a penis. Okay, let's ignore that, grab our kill, and continue looking for the fabled copper. If we're finding coal around the area, it's a pretty good sign, right? Right. Oh, that's a wolf over there, isn't it? What the hell? Yeah, it's in the damn water, that little freak. All right, no, that's a no-go. I'm gonna pelt this thing from afar. Yeah, get the hell out of here, you stupid. Yeah, that's right. Did I get it? I can't tell. I just pelted it with like 50 rocks, though. I hope it learned its lesson. You know. I guess we'll go check that very, very soon. It sounds like it hurt the damn thing. I'm just gonna pelt a few more into the bush just to make sure. Are you dead in there? Okay, I think it's dead. Oh yeah, it's dead as hell. Get you baited, idiot. I don't have the inventory space to carry you too far, so I am just gonna take your fat like that. Bushmeat's a little bit more important than the onion as well, because I can turn that into some delicious goodness. Okay, nice. Our inventory is full, but we will explore just a tiny bit further. Watching out for any more wolves, because if there's one, that means there's more. And by this way, I actually meant up the hill. Alrighty, so far it is a massive swing and a miss. The one thing I will say is that the terrain here is pretty damn cool, but that's really it, you know? I have not found what I needed at all. There's not even any copper in this, you know, cliffside face. It's just a bunch of useless ores for me right now, which is really sad. I'm gonna bridge over to the next area though, and I think we're gonna end it here. This area is obviously a bust, but, you know, there is some stuff that we can check out later, like the other woods, and we can try a different cardinal direction if I so wanted to. Anyways, I'm going to set the last marker here and head my way on back, because I think next episode we're going to focus on building out a very, very nice log cabin. So yeah, if you're excited for that, definitely stay tuned for the next episode. If you guys have liked this episode, be sure to like, favorite, share, and subscribe for more on Grug's Journey. We got an inventory full of rabbits, we have a reliable hunting tool, and things are gonna be looking on the up for us, right? Yeah, no, the sky's the limit at this point. So yeah, I will see all of you next time. Peace the hell out, everyone.